Alright, hello YouTube, it is your host, Sage D Samurai here, and I'm here to bring you guys another part to What If Naruto Had Laxus's Abilities. Thank you all so much for tuning into this What If. I'm really excited to bring it to y'all, so here it is. I apologize for not posting yesterday as I was caught up with my own personal issues, but I decided to set that aside since here I am now and here's the video. By the way, I also want to take this time in the announcements to give you guys a little bit of a reminder or give you guys some more info on this version of Naruto. Number one is that throughout the story, you guys are going to see Naruto mentally mature. As you guys are going to see, since during the time, you guys got to remember, Naruto in this story is way different from in canon. Instead of being so focused on trying to get people's attention, Naruto became coldly reliant on himself. He had no one. He didn't trust Hiruzen, so that means that Naruto legit has to take care of himself. So Naruto pretty much was his own parent. And due to that, Naruto began to have a ginormous distrust in people. So of course, you guys are going to see, in the beginning, he's going to be quite self-centered. In fact, he's not really going to care much for other people. And overall, Naruto is going to be quite selfish. But you guys are going to see, over time, his character will end up developing as I slowly move forward the story. Again, I'm not really good at this whole story writing thing and everything. You guys seem to enjoy it, and I really do appreciate it. But, I'm still learning. But, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information on that part. And Now that I believe it's now time for us to get started with this What If, since the intro has already gone past the 1 minute mark, and I really just want to get started into this video. So once again, thank you all so much for the support, and why don't we get started with this What If? Let's begin.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Alright guys, let's begin this What If. If you guys can please do me a favor and ignore any background noises, that'll be very appreciative. Also, if you guys can ignore my stutters sometimes, as I'm not gonna be editing as much since that takes up a lot of energy and messes with the flow of the story. I will be editing sometimes, but not all the time, okay? But if you guys understand it, then I hope you guys do enjoy, as it's now time to begin. So we now kick off this What If where we last left off, the beginning of the Land of the Waves. Now, currently we now turn our attention to Team 7, as they currently are preparing for the journey up ahead. Naruto was the first one there as usual, as he currently right now was leaning on the gates, ready to leave at any instant. Kakashi was also there as he was reading his, Ichi Ichi Paradise. Sasuke was there too, as well as Tazuna. Right now they were waiting for Sakura, who eventually ends up arriving, as it was now finally time for them to leave Konoha. So we now turn to when they're leaving. Everyone begins to realize there is this awkward tension there, so Sakura, being Sakura, she decides to ease up the tension by asking Tazuna about questions of the Land of the Waves. This is where he begins to explain about his village, about everything that it's going through, while Naruto, who is listening in, also begins to pick up on something. He begins to sense two presents currently in a nearby pond, even though it hasn't rained for many days. So seeing this, Naruto begins to actually get excited at the prospect of a fight, as just as Team 7 nears the pond, this is when two Chunins would then jump out the pond and attack Team 7. They'll first go after Kakashi, as Kakashi will pretend to be caught off guard and end up getting sliced by the Demon Brothers. This will cause Sasuke and Sakura to be in shock, but Naruto scoffs, as he could already tell that Kakashi was still alive. But before he can tell them, this is when suddenly the Demon Brothers will then turn their attention onto him, causing Naruto to scoff. "You want some of me? Come and get it." At this, the brothers will then rush towards Naruto, calling him a little piggy, but as they do, it was already too late for them. Naruto would then appear in front of the first brother in a bolt of lightning, kicking him away. They will suddenly end up doing a roundhouse kick and kicking the other one in the face as well. As both brothers would be sent flying and be in a daze, Naruto would then use the opportunity to appear in front of the first one, and actually coating his fist in lightning as he ends up paralyzing him using his lightning power. As the second demon brother would see this, he would try helping his brother, now snapping out of his daze, but as he does, he would then be intercepted by Sasuke, who tries getting some action in. However, as Sasuke was squabbling against his brother, this is when Naruto would then appear right in front of Sasuke, surprising both of them as he then kicks Sasuke away. "Get out of my way." At this, Sasuke would be in surprise as this kick actually hurt, as he would then be slammed into a tree nearby as Naruto would begin fighting the demon brother. However, unfortunately, it wasn't really a fight, it was more of a slaughter, as the demon brother was unable to do nothing as Naruto would then jab him with multiple lightning fists. As he does, the brother would slam into the ground, as he couldn't do nothing with all these relentless blows. After landing a bunch of relentless blows, Naruto begins to see that the brother was not going to respond to any of his hits, so he decided that he was getting tired and bored of it. Due to that, Naruto would then light his foot with electricity as he begins kicking the brother while he's down. At this, Sakura ends up looking away at the cruelty as Naruto begins to taunt the brother. "Come on, Get up. I thought you guys were strong, right? Where's all that strength from before, huh? Where's all that arrogance from before, huh? Show me something. Naruto didn't have time for a bunch of weaklings, so he kept on kicking the man over and over again, expecting something, or at least expecting one of them to at least get serious and give him a challenge, but unfortunately it was not doing anything. After a while, Naruto had enough of it as he decides to legit kick the guy into unconsciousness before turning to the other brother. Alright, since you guys are clearly not going to give me what I want, I guess there's no point in leaving you guys alive. At this, Naruto's voice would then take a cold turn as he walks towards the brother as the lightning begins to spark very dangerously. The warrior actually begins to panic as he tells Naruto that he will give him information and just to let him live as well as his brother, but Naruto doesn't listen to him. He keeps walking until suddenly a hand would then appear on his shoulder. Alright, I believe that's enough. At this, appearing right behind Naruto was none other than Kakashi, who was revealed to be alive. Shocker! Sakura, seeing Kakashi alive, would actually begin to scream in delight for her sensei, with Kakashi telling her that everything was going to be okay now. However, while he does, he still ends up keeping a close eye on Naruto. Now, Kakashi, he couldn't believe how cruel and how far Naruto went in this fight. The fact that Naruto openly struck one of his comrades and just continued putting the beat down on the enemy, it was surprising to Kakashi. It was cruel. But yet, Kakashi can understand. Naruto has lived a pretty hard life, but for him to go this far. As Kakashi was about to start, scolding Naruto, Naruto would then suddenly brush off Kakashi's hand and looked at the man. Before suddenly he tries punching Kakashi with the lightning fist, but Kakashi dodges out the way. Naruto, what the heck are you doing? You can't attack your comrades! Sakura would shout, but Naruto would then glare at her, making Sakura shut up in an instant, as Naruto would then glare at Kakashi. Next time you try doing something like that again, next time you put a hand on me again, I'll give you shocking so bad that I'll make sure to put an end to your pathetic little ninja career. You got me? Kakashi, hearing this, would sigh, nodding his head as Naruto would then walk off and lean on a branch while Kakashi decides to interrogate the two demon brothers. So we now move forward. Eventually, after extracting the information, Kakashi decides to have a little talk with Tazuna as he ends up revealing about the whole event of the Land of the Waves. Now hearing this, Kakashi tells them that they might have to stop the mission here, considering the fact they don't know exactly how high ranked it is. However, Naruto will then give his input, actually disagreeing with Kakashi, saying that they're going to finish this mission, and that was it. At this, Kakashi tries to explain to Naruto that he wasn't the leader of the mission, but Naruto doesn't listen to Kakashi as he ends up taking Tazuna along with him, telling Tazuna that he was going to finish his mission. Now, Tazuna would be very thankful to Naruto, but Naruto would then speak up about that. Don't think for a second I'm doing this for you, alright? I have multiple reasons why I'm doing this, but one of them is definitely not for you, alright? At this, Naruto would say this indefinitely as he continues on the path. Kakashi would sigh at just the stubbornness of Minato's son, but as he does, Sasuke would then follow along with him as he himself also wanted a challenge. And also, he did not want to be left behind by Naruto, especially since the fact that he didn't care if Naruto was the Rookie of the Year. He will eventually end up surpassing him, and after he surpasses Naruto, he will eventually end up surpassing Itachi. As Sakura would see Sasuke go off with Naruto, she didn't feel comfortable with Sasuke going off alone, so she decided to go along with him. However, she was very reluctant. Now, this will end up leaving Kakashi on his own as he decides to follow along with them, not wanting his students to die. However, he does end up cursing out in his mind that Naruto was way too stubborn, but nonetheless, they all decide to continue on with the Land of the Waves mission. So we now do a miniature time skip. Team 7 has been traveling around on this mission for a while now, and so eventually they end up docking at the Land of the Waves. Eventually they end up getting off the boat as they end up walking down the path directly to Tazuna's home. However, as they were making their way, this is when suddenly Naruto would then pick up on an attack. Duck, Naruto would say, as this will cause the rest of Team 7 to duck as well, as a ginormous blade would then suddenly fly over them and end up colliding with the tree, as a man would then suddenly end up jumping on top of it. Naruto's senses began to flare up as he could instantly tell that this person was strong. At this person would then look down, revealing himself to be Zabuza Momochi, as Kakashi would then begin speaking with him as they both end up having a little banter. Well, if it isn't Kakashi the Sharingan, and look at that, he has a bunch of brats with him, and my client. Wow, it seems as if this is going to be a good opportunity for me, Zabuza would say, as Kakashi would begin to explain to Zabuza that things are not going to go exactly the way he thinks it is. As both of them prepare to get into combat with each other, this is when Naruto would then activate Lightning Body. As a tremendous amount of lightning energy begins to surge out of Naruto, he would then dash towards Zabuza. He ends up appearing by the man in an instant by using a bolt of lightning. This will surprise Zabuza and actually catch him off guard, as he narrowly dodges a lightning fist from Naruto. Sorry to disappoint you, but your fight isn't with Kakashi. No, your fight is with me. At this, Naruto would then throw a kick at Zabuza, who ends up leaping out the way, taking out his executor blade out of the tree, as he then swings at Naruto, who ends up dodging out the way of it. Well, it seems as if one of your brats is eager to die, Kakashi. Well, then I guess I can take care of him before I go up against you. At this, Zabuza will then swing his executor blade at Naruto, who ends up dodging out the way, as he ends up appearing in front of Zabuza in an instant, once again surprising him. Wait, what? At this, he will then get a lightning fist to his stomach, as he ends up coughing up blood a little bit, as he gets sent flying towards the lake. However, he would eventually end up regaining his bearings, as he ends up using the water walking technique, allowing himself to actually land calmly on the lake, while staring at Naruto. Huh, looks like as if I underestimated you, brat. But don't worry, I won't make the same mistake. At this, Zabuza would then blitz into hand signs, as Naruto seeing this would then scoff. Forget all that crap, come on, fight me! At this, Naruto would then dash off as he tries attacking Zabuza. However, this is when, to his surprise, Zabuza would then vanish in a bunch of mist, as Naruto's attack would go right through him. Wait, what? As mist begins to surround the entire battlefield. Seeing this, Kakashi tries calling out to Naruto, telling him to regroup up with them. However, Naruto ignores Kakashi. What don't you understand? I don't need your help. I can do this all on my own. At this, Naruto closes his eyes as he tries to pick up on Zabuza. However, this is when, to his surprise, his senses were clogged. The mist was messing with Naruto's senses, causing him to not pick up on Zabuza. At this, Naruto gets pissed off as he ends up swinging around, causing the mist to start clearing up. However, it just gets everywhere the more times he strike it. Dang it! Stop hiding around, you coward! At this, Zabuza ends up laughing as he begins to point out all the vital areas of the human body, as he ends up asking them which one should he strike first. Now seeing this, Naruto scoffs, telling him that he's not afraid of him. However, this is when suddenly Naruto then feels an attack approaching. All his senses go haywire as Naruto will have no choice but to nearly dodge out the way of a ginormous executor blade about to cut him in half. Really? Well, guess what? You should be. At this, Naruto nearly dodges, as this is when Zabuza will then kick Naruto away, as he ends up getting sent flying and crashing into a tree. Naruto will be so caught off guard by this. However, as he does, he begins to sense multiple attacks approaching him, as he ends up dodging out the way of multiple executor blades. What the hell is this? Stop messing around! Naruto would shout, as he dodges out the way of a few more attacks from Zabuza. Hearing Naruto, Zabuza would scoff, telling him that this was the exact way a shinobi should fight, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. As Naruto would dodge out of the way of a few more attacks, you will also see fighting on Kakashi's end, as he would end up fighting Zabuza, as he ends up pulling the same trick that he did last time. Kakashi fights Zabuza in hand-to-hand combat, and so eventually Zabuza ends up kicking Kakashi into the lake. As he does, he also ends up making a water prison, trapping Kakashi there, as well as leaving the rest of Team 7 stunned, as well as in fear. Guys, run, get out of here, Kakashi tries to give it a command. At this point, he was already dead. There was no way out of this. Even if Kakashi was confident in Naruto's strength, at this point, things were going dire. And to make it even worse, he doesn't even know where Naruto went. He tried searching to the boy. He tried searching for the boy in the mist, but unfortunately, Naruto was too far deep in it that he has no idea where he was. As just as Kakashi says this is when suddenly getting sent flying out the mist, you'll see Naruto. As to their surprise, Naruto had multiple cuts all over. Sakura will shout out Naruto's name in shock, while Sasuke at this point was legit trembling. Well, how the heck are we supposed to get out of this situation? Even if we try to make a run for it, that guy, he would definitely hunt us down. He would kill us. At this, Zabuza ends up laughing, as this is when, out of the mist, you'll see multiple water clones as they start approaching the downed Naruto. What's wrong, big shot? Welcome to all that confidence that you had a while ago. As Zabuza would laugh at the downed Naruto would be glaring angrily at him. Just you wait a second. I swear when I get up, I'm gonna wring that little neck of yours. However, as Naruto was about to curse him out, Zabuza would then kick Naruto away, slamming him into a tree, causing Naruto to wince. Damn it, how the heck am I getting overwhelmed here? This guy's nothing to me. At this, Naruto gets up as he begins to channel out much more strength. As Kakashi seeing this would scream at Naruto, telling him to take this opportunity to take his teammates and run. Listen, Naruto, I understand you're strong, but this guy's far above your level. Hearing Kakashi's words, Zabuza would end up chuckling. You see that, kid? Even your own sensei has no faith in you. Hearing this, Naruto actually ends up freezing up a little bit. Now this would cause Zabuza to actually begin chuckling. Looks like I've broken your kid's spirit there, Kakashi. At this, Kakashi ends up looking down as he didn't think those words would actually affect Naruto. Damn it! Is this really the end for us? No, this can't be. This, Kakashi was now fully believing it, as it seems as if the situation was hopeless. However, little did Kakashi know it was far from it, as suddenly a bunch of electricity would then erupt from Naruto, shaking the ground around him. At this, Naruto would then look at Zabuza with murderous gaze, causing him to actually tense up. You think I give a damn what this nobody has to say about me? You think I give a damn if this guy has no faith in me? At this, we will now turn to have a flashback of a young Naruto at this very instant. We will see Naruto as he was casually on his swing, swinging back and forth as every other kid was returning back to their parents, while their parents were telling them to stay away from the so-called demon child. People having no faith in me at all? Please. Has been something I've already known since the day I was born. And you know what? It doesn't change. Even from then till now. But you know what? In the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me. Because all those people can do nothing more but sit back and watch. As I grow stronger enough to surpass every single one of them. And watch that I'm someone who they can never reach. As we now turn back to the present, you'll see the lightning that surged around Naruto gathering up into his mouth. As he then looks into Zabuza's direction. Now then, Zabuza, why don't I show you a little technique that's been dancing around in my mind? Trust me, you're gonna really get a kick out of this one. At this, Naruto's mouth begins to expand, as this is when suddenly he ends up shouting out the name of the technique in his mind. Lightning Dragon Slayer. Lightning Dragon's Roar. At this, Naruto's mouth will then open, shooting a ginormous beam of lightning. As this is when suddenly Naruto ends up wiping out 5 of the water clones in an instant, as the beam of lightning will then travel towards Zabuza, who's unable to do anything. It's too fast, I can't dodge out the way. Shit! The Zabuza would instantly end up letting go of the water prison, as this will cause Kakashi to have the opportunity to get away, leaping out the way of the attack just in a split instant. This will end up making way for the attack and also causing the attack to fully envelop Zabuza, causing him to end up getting taken in by the attack, as well as leaving nothing more but a path of destruction. At this, the attack will go on for a few seconds before finally end up dying down, leaving nothing more but a ginormous path as the lake itself had been evaporated just from the lightning that was around it. Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and just the rest of the group were in shock of Naruto's power, as Naruto himself would look at all the destruction he had caused with a feral grin. How's that, you bastard? At this, Naruto will be smiling before suddenly his eyes would end up getting rolled into the back of his head as he ends up collapsing down to the ground. Hope you enjoyed that. At this, Naruto would end up collapsing. However, as he does, Kakashi ends up catching him in an instant. As he ends up looking at Naruto, he can't help but actually be proud of him, before ends up shaking his head. This boy, even though he knew that the odds were stacked against him, even though he knew that none of us had faith in him, he still was able to deliver. At this, Kakashi had to admit he was actually feeling pretty ashamed for not believing in Naruto, but he just realized that Naruto pretty much used all that unfaithfulness to legit make himself stronger, and this was the ending result. And although Kakashi didn't like the fact that Naruto got stronger just from the fact of people hating on him, he can't deny that it did deliver results. As Kakashi would pick up Naruto, he ended up turning to Zabuza, telling him to take him to his home, to which he ended up doing so, as this is where we now see Team 7 end up walking off as he couldn't believe it, and Kakashi had a lot of questions for Naruto as soon as they get back. However, unaware to them though was someone was watching all this and was currently right now actually having tears in their eyes as they see their master getting completely obliterated, as there was nothing left of Zabuza. Master Zabuza, I have failed you, the person would say. As after that, the person would end up walking away, as this was Haku, as he had just watched his master get completely obliterated, leaving nothing left to salvage. As Haku would then jump off from the area he was in, he would end up walking down the destructive path. He ends up walking from a very far distance before eventually ended up arriving at the final area. At that area, legit, Zabuza's body was not even recognizable at this point. This man was burned so badly that I can't even describe it. Legit, the only thing you can even tell that it was Zabuza was the fact that his executioner blade was still there, but even itself was very badly damaged by the attack and had barely taken even the blunt of it. As Haku would look at the blade, he ends up actually picking it up before deciding that, well, since he was a useless tool and that he couldn't save his master, well, there was no point in living. As that was going to be the end for Haku and Zabuza. And before I continue on, I hope you guys understand that means like that, like legit, like Haku had finished himself off. And the reason for this one is pretty simple. Legit, if you guys watched the canon, legit, this man was going to finish himself off, just considering the fact he lost one fight to Naruto in canon. So what do you guys think now he's going to do, now that his master is legit finished? And while, yeah, I can make him be like, oh, I'm going to take revenge on Team 7 entirely and all this and this and that, legit, what else can he do at this point? It's not like he actually has a chance against Kakashi and Naruto, and heck, we can even throw in Sasuke and Sakura in there. Like, it's 1v4, come on now. And two of them are straight up monster, with one of them being, I mean, he's okay. And the other one, well, she's strong in the future at least. So yeah, that was the end for Zabuza and Haku. As we now continue on with the Land of the Waves. So eventually, Team 7 would arrive at Tazuna's home, as we end up having a miniature time skip. Not much actually happens at the Land of the Waves, considering the fact that after the incident, things had died down. Thanks to Zabuza end up, getting finished off, Gato was beyond pissed. He couldn't believe how useless that man was. So due to that, he decided that since he couldn't trust his other men to deal with it, he decided to go there personally to put an end to all of this. As for Team 7, during the time, Kakashi had actually trained both Sasuke and Sakura, that means teaching them, the tree climbing, since Team 7 had nothing better to do. However, there was also another thing, and that was the fact that Naruto didn't wake up during those times. As we now turn our attention into Naruto. After the battle, all Naruto saw was darkness, as instantly after unleashing the most powerful attack he had probably ever done in his lifetime, Naruto fell unconscious. Great. Just as I'd done an ultimate attack, as soon as I ended up reaching a new level of power, I ended up flaking on it. I'm gonna have to redouble on my training, Naruto would think, as he would scoff at the fact of just how many injuries he actually gotten in the fight against Zabuza. Now, Naruto did have to admit, he did kind of underestimate this man. That was a first, alright? But there was also another thing, and that was the fact that missed jutsu, as well as the fact that Zabuza had brought out multiple water clones, that was a very annoying for Naruto. Each time he tried hitting one of them with lightning, it would just go through the mist, and each time they would attack him, it would land perfectly. Naruto even tried using his lightning clones, tried using them as a distraction, but they seemed to instantly know what it was. And all necessarily, Naruto here was actually at a very disadvantage during that fight, but in the end of the day, he still won. With a new untapped power that Naruto was really excited to experiment with. Dragon Slayer. At this, Naruto didn't even understand why exactly he even called it that. Since dragons were mythological creatures, they weren't real, but yet it sounded fitting. I mean, with an attack like that, it was very clear it was meant for something big and very dangerous. As Naruto begins to think a bit, he then decides that after he wakes up, he was going to train a while with it. As Naruto begins to think about all the training regimens, however, this is when dark energy begins to fill in, as his mindscape would then change to that of a sewer. At this, Naruto then feels a presence behind him, which causes him to get pissed off. Well, exactly what do you want, Fox? Naruto says as he turns around. At this, we will see the red eyes of Kurama as they were looking down at Naruto. Oh, what was that, brat? Over here crying, complaining, considering the fact you don't got a mom and dad anymore? Or is it because of the fact that I was the one who finished him off? Hearing those words, Naruto's mindscape entirely would then rupture with lightning, actually shaking the very foundation as well as shaking Kurama's cage. Keep speaking, Fox, cause trust me, one way or another, when I find out a way to get rid of you out of this body, I'm gonna give you the biggest beating in your entire life that you'll learn not to mess with me, Naruto says. He glares angrily at the fox. Hearing this, Kurama gets pissed off as he's slamming his head into the cage. Oh yeah, bruh? You get ready, cause as soon as I'm out of here, you're the one I'm hunting down first. Naruto and Kurama hated each other. And I don't mean like, oh, like they just playfully hate each other. No, I mean like they straight up couldn't stand even the presence of each other. Naruto, his first encounter with the fox was very interesting. During their first encounter, Naruto was in the midst of training in the forest, as he usually does. After all, after going through the, of course, being hated by the villagers, Naruto eventually ended up getting that whole idea that he can only rely on himself. So due to that, as one of the days while Naruto is training, he ends up pushing himself a little bit too hard, causing himself to fall into unconsciousness. As eventually, after a while falling into unconsciousness, Naruto would end up waking up into the mindscape and meet the nine-tailed fox himself. And instantly, things broke off in an instant as Naruto, instead of feeling fear, went off laughing, calling Kurama a furball, which causes Kurama to get pissed off, and this will cause them to actually just begin hating on each other. Kurama reveals to Naruto about all the destruction he caused, as well as the fact that he ended up killing Naruto's parent, which caused Naruto to get pissed off as well. So yeah, pretty much they both are on very bad terms. So turning back to the present, you'll see Naruto glaring at Kurama as well as Kurama glaring at Naruto before Naruto ends up walking off, as Kurama tells him that next time he shouldn't do something so reckless. You're forgetting, brat. If you die, I die as well. So don't pull that crap again. At this, Naruto ends up laughing. Please, I'm gonna do whatever I want with my body. And also, don't you dare try healing me, Fox. I can easily recover on my own. Keep your filthy powers all to yourself. I don't need you. Now, hearing this, Kurama will be pissed off in an instant as he slams his head in the cage, cursing out Naruto over and over again, and insulting him, telling Naruto that he was nothing without him, and that eventually, when he breaks out of here, Naruto would die a very pathetic death, all alone, as he usually is. But Naruto ends up ignoring Kurama's comments and walks off, ignoring the fox entirely, and ends up leaving the mindscape. As we see Naruto eventually end up waking up from unconsciousness, Kakashi was reaching Ichi Paradise would be there looming over him. Oh, it seems as if you woke up. Listen, you and me have a lot to talk about. As Kakashi was about to talk to Naruto, Naruto would then get up, exit out the room, and tell Kakashi to shut up. Damn ungrateful brat! After I took care of you? Kakashi would say as he looks at Naruto with his forehead twitching a little bit. As this is where we now end up doing another time skip. After a while waking up, Naruto continues on with his stay here, as well as the rest of Team 7. Now, of course, Sasuke tries to taunt Naruto, telling him that he already mastered he was mastering tree climbing, and Naruto was far behind him. However, Naruto would then shock them by showing that he actually knew how to tree climb, as well as the fact he knew how to water walk. And the reason for this one was pretty simple. Naruto legit was self-taught. This man had to live in an environment that was way harsh. He had to live in the forest, so of course Naruto had to pick up on some skills. As well as the fact that I think Naruto being self-taught on both water walking and tree walking was actually very, very helpful, considering the fact he lives in the forest, like I said. So yeah, that's why he learns it. Now Naruto, he doesn't really know exactly how he does it, but all he really does is just apply some pressure onto his feet, aka chakra, and due to that he's just able to walk on both surfaces. Now this will piss off Sasuke since he's not fully mastered it, as he pushes himself even further. As Sasuke, during the time when Naruto was unconscious, really felt that he was left behind by him. He didn't do anything throughout the entire incident, and whenever he did, Naruto actually interfered in that one fight and kicked him away like he was nothing. This will really push Sasuke's inferiority complex, causing him to push himself even further, not wanting to be left behind by Naruto at all. And he was not the only one that was affected. Sakura herself was also affected. She couldn't believe just how strong Naruto was, but also she just couldn't believe how useless she was herself. Throughout the entire time, she didn't do anything at all. And while sure Sasuke didn't do much, although she would never admit it, he at least ended up fighting one of the demon brothers while she did nothing else but watch. And she followed Sasuke like a lost pet or something. Due to this really dampened Sakura's mood and actually made her question why exactly she even became a shinobi in the first place. And finally there was Kakashi. The man himself didn't know exactly what to even do at this point. At first he thought, when he got this team, he was expecting Naruto to be some type of goofball yet similar to Minato. And he was also expecting Sasuke to be a little bit emo-ish, but he was able to deal with that. And finally there was Sakura, who was supposed to be the Rin of the team to put everyone together. But this team was way out of his category. This team wasn't exactly what he was expecting. He's got Naruto, who's very selfish. This man is the embodiment of it. Heck, more than Sasuke himself. Kakashi had seen Naruto go through situations over and over again, pushing everyone away, leaving himself all alone. And while Kakashi can understand that, it goes even worse as Naruto would straight up end up getting violent with people who end up trying to be nice to him or trying to approach him. Naruto he didn't seem to want anyone beside him. And although Kakashi understood his origins, it was still very unfair, and he tried connecting with Naruto on multiple occasions, but it never worked out. As all Kakashi can do in the very end of the day was be there to support Naruto, and at least show eventually that he could trust him, although it was looking that it was going to take a century before Naruto even thinks about looking at Kakashi's direction. As we now turn our attention to dinner, we will see Team 7 calmly eating dinner while Naruto right now was just thinking over the training he's been doing. At this, Naruto's been trying to test out this new power, which was Dragon Slayer, or whatever it was. Naruto had tried testing it out. He tried doing the technique again, however, each time he did, it didn't work out as he intended. Either one, the amount of electricity he generates was way too small, or two, the outage he had was too much that he couldn't control it. Naruto was realizing that his training, even though it was very beneficial and even though he was very powerful, there was still so much he needed to do. In this power of his, Naruto begins to find out way more that the fact that his power wasn't relying much on chakra. In fact, he was beginning to think that there was no chakra at all attached to it. Now, this will cause Naruto to have many theories, as well as the fact that this also gets him more excited. After all, if he didn't have chakra, that means that this thing has probably no limits. But if it did have limits, how far couldn't it go? This opened up Naruto's idea to many different training methods, and it also caused him to be inspired to see how far he could push himself even further. As the Team 7 was right there having dinner, we also end up having a moment where Inari starts screaming at them, telling them that they're gonna die, and they stand no chance. Naruto, hearing this, doesn't really care at all what this kid has to say, telling Inari to shut up and eat his dinner. Now this will piss off Inari, as he tells Naruto that he has no idea exactly how he feels, and tells Naruto that he probably has never felt pain in his entire life. Now this will actually cause the entire room to freeze up, as a ginormous pressure begins to set in. Now this will cause Kakashi to try to restrain Naruto, thinking that Naruto would try to attack Inari. After all, he wouldn't put it past him. With everything that Naruto's been going through and the fact that this kid had to run his mouth, Kakashi was full set on Naruto straight up just attacking this man. However, to his surprise, the pressure would then vanish just as it appeared, as Naruto would then calmly get up and walk towards the door with a bored expression. And tell me right now, why should I care about what some weakling has to say to me? Over here crying and crying because of the fact that you lost someone important to you. But yet you could do something better and actually try doing something about it. But instead, no. What you decide to do, you decide to put down others and their efforts. When really, I could give less of a damn about what you do. What you do with your pathetic life is your choice, alright? But the second you try spreading that pathetic ideals onto others is where I draw the line, alright? So how about next time? You think before speaking, brat, Naruto would say, as he ends up exiting out the house with no one able to do anything, as Inari would then run off crying. At this is where we get a time skip, as this is where Naruto's origins were revealed to Inari, as Kakashi would explain everything. Now, of course, this will cause Inari to actually sympathize with Naruto and feel very bad for what he said, as for the next following days, Inari would try to apologize to Naruto. He would eventually end up doing so as Naruto was eating, but Naruto didn't accept the apology. Now, this will of course cause many members of Team 7 who are actually watching to be in shock of just how cruel Naruto was to a child, but Naruto would actually end up saying something that ends up surprising them, but also ends up inspiring Inari. He tells Inari that he wouldn't accept apology from a weakling, and tells Inari that by the time he ends up growing stronger, is when Naruto would actually accept an apology. Until then, Inari can keep it. Now, Naruto may have said this so that way Inari can buzz off, since he really didn't care about Inari's opinion. However, instead, what Naruto didn't know was the fact that this inspired Inari. He decided that he wasn't going to be a crybaby anymore, and he decided to push himself. So as Team 7 stayed there for the next following days, and these final days, Inari would try his hardest to help out his grandfather with building the bridge. He would supply him with water as well as tools, since he couldn't do much of the heavy lifting. As well as the fact he takes in as much information from his grandfather as he could, so that way potentially in the future he can end up being like him, and actually help out with repairs. As with all those following events happening these past few days, it was finally time for the final event, as the final day with Team 7 had finally arrived. Now, Team 7 would actually form as they go to the bridge together, now preparing for the event. However, as they do, Naruto ends up sensing some people approaching Inari's house, so he ends up vanishing in a bolt of lightning and instantly takes care of them right before they even arrive. Now, as Naruto ends up returning back, Team 7 will question what he did, but Naruto tells them nothing, causing them to sigh, and once again this was just another mystery that Naruto had formed. As we now eventually turn to Team 7 arriving at the bridge, Tazuna and Inari would also be there, as Inari had tagged along with them to help out his grandfather, but also considering the fact that this was the final day that Naruto was going to be here, and of course Inari wanted to spend as much time with the person he admired, as an older brother. So as they arrive there, Inari and Tazuna instantly get to work, as Inari helps out Tazuna with the building. As they were building the bridge, however, this is when suddenly slow clapping would then enter, as Gato as well as the rest of his men make his appearance known. Now Gato ends up making fun of Team 7 as well as Zabuza, calling him useless and everything. As Naruto hearing this would scoff. Ha! Don't make me laugh. That man was strong. Stronger than you. Especially for a man who seems to have a hidden fetish of hiding behind big strong men that are way better than him. Naruto would say as he would look in glee as instantly Gato's face would turn all different shades of red as he screams for his men to kill the brat. Instantly Naruto would laugh, telling him to try it as he blitzes into a bolt of lightning and appears in front of the first one. At this, Naruto then decides to test out a few more of his techniques, as he ends up saying the words, Lightning Dragon Slayer, Iron Fist, Naruto would say as he slams a lightning fist into this man, knocking him down in an instant, as this one suddenly he ends up spawning out a bunch of lightning clones as well. As Naruto begins to fight against all the bandits that Gato had gathered, also causing Gato's men to be in shock of just the power of one kid. Now Kakashi seeing this would also instantly blitz into action, as well as the rest of Team 7, considering the fact this was an opportunity and they were here to defend them. Now the fight would actually end up catching the attention of many villagers who were watching everything, especially Inari as he was currently cheering them on, hoping for their victory, as after a while of just beating up all the bandits, all that was left was Gato. The man was a nervous wreck. He just saw his men be obliterated in an instant, as he then tries to make a run for it, but as he does, this is when suddenly he ends up getting hoisted up into the air, as he gets held by his small neck by Naruto. Where you think you're going, piggy? Naruto would say as he laughs at the man. The man will be shaking in fear as he tells Naruto that he will give him anything. Money, fame, woman. He could have it all as long as he lets him go. However, as Naruto actually seems to think about it though, this is when Naruto ends up getting a cruel smile. Yeah, I think I would enjoy that. At this, Gato would think that finally he was actually getting a chance. And especially since he just seen this kid's power, he can actually think that maybe he can negotiate with Naruto to take care of the rest of his friends. However, as he thinks this though, this is when Naruto would then look at him. Yeah, I actually like that. I'll take all of that. Well, the villagers can have you, Naruto would say. At this, Gato's eyes would then go wide as he tries shaking his head denying it, but Naruto would then throw him to the villagers as he ends up telling Gato that he will make sure to take care of his fortune. Now, Gato would land there in front of the villagers, as many of them were looking at Gato with hate-filled eyes. Instantly, Gato would then look at all of them as he tries to tell them that he was sorry, but it was already too late. One of the villagers would then grab a pitchfork as they instantly begin to legit massacre Gato, as his screams of anguish was heard throughout. As many people begin to cheer, we will now begin to once again move forward. So after a while of Gato just like going through misery, this man was legit like, I don't even want to explain about what was going on. But pretty much this man was not going through it. The villagers were cheering on the downfall of Gato as they were enjoying his misery. Legit cheering, drinking, they were having a full-on party. Inari was also enjoying his time as well as the rest of Team 7, except for Naruto because, he's him, As Naruto was currently right now just eating food and watching everything. As eventually the time for Team 7 to leave was now. After a day of partying, the Team 7 would finally pack their bags. It was time for them to leave. Now, as they put on their bags and everything, they would then turn to the rest of them, waving goodbye as the rest of the villagers thanked them over and over again. Especially Naruto, as he had become the talk of the entire village, as many people were like just fanning over him. The girls were of course having an interest in him, considering the fact they see Naruto's good looks as well as the fact that he saved their village. I mean, that's already an entire package for them. And for the guys, they were pretty much like inspired by Naruto, especially the young boys, as they saw Naruto as if he was like some type of All Might in like the Naruto world. So yeah, it's like, think of them all like Deku's and Naruto being All Might to them. As Inari would look at Naruto, he would tell him that he finally ended up becoming man enough, and he tells Naruto that he was sorry for what he said, and that from now on, he would try becoming a better person. Now, at first, Naruto doesn't say anything as he prepares to walk off, causing the rest of Team 7 to look at him like, bro, like, what the heck? He said sorry. Except for Sasuke, because, he doesn't care. But Naruto ends up turning to Inari, and ends up actually surprising him by giving him a thumbs up. Alright then make good on it. I better see some use out of you, brat, Naruto would say. Hearing this, Inari instantly ends up, getting excited. He ends up nodding his head, telling Naruto that he will, as Naruto ends up waving goodbye to the rest of the village, with the rest of Team 7 following through. At this, Kakashi actually seeing this event was very happy, as he felt that finally, after so long, Naruto was finally making progress. He was finally exiting out that shell. However, Naruto didn't really care what Kakashi had to think, as right now he was focusing on different matters. As we now move forward to when Team 7 arrives at Konoha. At this, Kakashi tells them that they can finally have a break, As after that, Naruto instantly blitzes off in a bolt of lightning, returning back to his home, as Kakashi dashes off to make a report to the Hokage about the incident. As Naruto would arrive at his home, he would instantly get back into training. Dragon Slayer. I still didn't have control over it, Naruto would think. Now Naruto, he began to formulate his training as this is where I believe Naruto would actually end up getting a struggle. Now, since most of the time I just had the characters like learn the technique in an instant and like in just the past few days, Naruto, although he's able to do the techniques, they aren't exactly how Laxus does it, or like how Laxus does it in Fairy Tail. Now, since Naruto is still pretty new to this Dragon Slayer thing, he can't just activate it on command, alright? Laxus can, considering the fact like he's trained his magic, he's done this for a while. But Naruto, he just got Dragon Slayer right now. So due to this, Naruto's not able to activate it on command, and that's what Naruto is mostly trying to go for. After all, the sudden influx of magic energy, or the power he ends up getting, as Naruto doesn't know this is magic, whatever it was, Naruto knew that in order for him to get the influx of energy, he needs to learn how to do it on command, and that's what he was going for. While doing so, he was also trying to generate exactly how much power he can generate from it, as the power he did from the roar was something that Naruto never generated before. So during the time of training, he's going to be trying generating as much electricity as he possibly could, as well as fast as he could. As we now turn our attention to the next day. So after those following events, and after reporting the mission, Kakashi was now finally on his off day, while Team 7 were also enjoying their off day. Naruto spent most of the day just training and enjoying himself. However, as he does, he actually decides to take a stroll throughout the village, and the reason for this one was pretty simple. Naruto was trying to test out another training method. This being the fact that Naruto was tweaking out to see maybe he can use his electricity to send out more attacks, considering the fact after the Zabuza incident, Naruto realized that someone could end up tampering with his senses, and Naruto did not like that at all. So due to that, he tries training with his senses to see maybe he can feel for incoming attacks or just movement in general, and by doing that, he decides to rely on his electricity, which surprisingly ends up working out. Even though Naruto gets multiple looks to discuss, just one look from him and it causes people to turn away. So as Naruto was in the middle of this training, however, he begins to sense something dangerous, something fierce, something, although Naruto hates to admit it, similar to him. Naruto would vanish in a bolt of lightning using lightning body as he would appear at the location. At this, we will see him, Gaara. Naruto would appear in front of him in an instant, as legit, with the bolt of lightning appearing in front of you, this would cause anyone to legit jump away, as we'll see Naruto end up appearing right in front of Gaara. Well, look what we got here. A sand shinobi in the leaf, Naruto would say. At this, Gaara would stare down at Naruto as he could already tell. Naruto's power was definitely on a higher scale, and this excited Gaara as he asked Naruto for his name. At this, Naruto scoffs. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and you better engrave it into your memory, cause I hope you understand that I'm gonna be the person to bring you down, Naruto would say as he looks at Gaara. Gaara, hearing this, would actually slowly show a maniac to look before composing himself, telling Naruto that he will enjoy crushing him, and that Naruto will validate his existence. At this, Temari and Kankuro were paralyzed in fear as they look at Naruto. These two, they're definitely monsters, both Kankuro and Temari will mutter as they actually have to hold back a shiver going down their spines. As Naruto would then begin to walk off, Gaara would tell him that he will be seeing him at the Chunin exams, as him as well as the rest of the sibling would end up vanishing in a ginormous gust of sand. Sakura, who was watching all of this, was actually surprised as a few seconds ago she was literally in conflict with the Sand Shinobi, and next thing that creepy guy ended up showing up, as well as Naruto. She had no idea what exactly happened at the moment, but she knew one thing: these two were very dangerous and were in their own league. As Sakura, seeing this, would have to suppress a shiver as she wonders exactly how a fight between those two monsters will end up turning out. How do you guys think a fight between Naruto and Gaara is gonna go? What do you guys think of Naruto discovering more about his abilities? And exactly how strong is Naruto gonna be? You guys are all gonna have to find this out in the next part, as this is your host Sage D Samurai, and he's putting an end to this part of the What If. Thank you very much. Hope you guys do enjoy. I am exhausted. Or, well, not really. I can't exactly explain it, but your boy isn't exactly running on like full batteries here. Your guy woke up early at 7 o'clock. I worked out. I cleaned up. And then after that, I just spent the whole day with my muscles aching. yeah, I just tried a new workout regimen, and let me tell you right now, it's working out. It works out pretty well, but like the drawback is crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's like opening up the eight gates or something, because legit, it feels as if my muscles are gonna explode in a second. But hey, at least I'm making progress. But guys, thank you all so much for tuning into this What If. I really am liking like this way of storytelling. Sure, it's way more exhausting, and yeah, I'm going into way more detail, but at the same time, I also enjoy the fact like just the way the story flows more smoothly, as well as the fact that I'm actually able to explain things way more clearly without going too in depth in them. It's weird. It's weird how this story style ends up fitting me well, but I just enjoy it for what it is, you know. But hey, you know what? Who cares all about that stuff? I know you guys are just excited for this What If, and I know you guys are excited for the next following ups that are coming up. So yeah. But besides all of that, guys, I do believe it's time to end this. So it's your host, Sage Samurai, and he's signing off. Peace and have a lovely day.